Hey, welcome back. It's Faye Leckness. So, really quickly before I go into this video, I think it's important for you to understand what to expect from the video itself. And if you're not the right person to watch this, then please click away, generally. I'm a big, firm believer in mindset for anything else. I think mindset moves the needle when it comes to everything we do in life, especially success. So, this video isn't me just waffling about some random theory. It's not me just talking about motivation. It's not me talking about anything like that. It's me telling you an actual tactic that will help you reprogram your mind for success. And this is especially undoing anything that you've learned as a dentist specifically. And the reason I make these videos specifically for dentists is because my best friend Collier had his life completely changed when he had an orthodontic treatment, right? Braces. And in 2 years' time, after having the braces done, he just became so much more confident. And I can't overstate how much it changed him, to be honest. He used to not smile very much, then he did smile again. And he laughed a lot as well. And he tried to be funnier, he tried to be more himself. So this is why I make these videos specifically for dentists. But anyways, on with the video. Quite a serious one. So buckle up. Preferably you've got some notes, so a notebook and a pen to take on any notes for the video. And the main thing I want to point out is that you are solely responsible for everything good and everything bad that happens in your business. Right, so the biggest thing that kind of differentiates someone who will be successful and someone who won't be successful is how they perceive themselves in the world. What I mean by that isn't if they perceive themselves as successful, if they perceive themselves as a failure, if they see themselves as this, or if they see themselves as that. It's mostly how they see themselves fitting in. And if I give you the example of someone who was playing football, right? So this person's a striker, they're playing football. And some games, they score 3-4 goals. And they do amazingly, and they get cheered on by their team. They can hear the fans going crazy. Some other games, they don't score any goals. And in the games where they do score goals, especially when they score 4, they get very, very chuffed with themselves. And they tap themselves on the back, and they expect their team and their fans and everyone to go, "Yay, well done, you played so well." So he puts all the responsibility on himself when he plays well. On the contrary, when this person plays terribly and they don't score any goals, they blame their team. They say to their team, "You should have passed me more. Why were the defenders so bad? That's why we lost." Or, "Your passes were terrible. There wasn't a single position I was in where I could shoot." Or worse, he might go against the other team saying, "They put 2 players on me. I could never get past them." The point is that this person was responsible for both winning and losing. Of course, there might have been some things out of his control. For example, he can't stop 2 players marking him, but what he can do is try and pivot away and try and get out of the situation that he was in. But he didn't, and that's his fault. And the main thing I learned from that, I remember a mentor telling me about it, is that that football player was neither better nor worse in any of the games specifically. He didn't improve or play super well in the good games, he didn't play super badly in the bad games. It's just, he never took responsibility for his negative actions or for his passivity, right, for being passive. So when it came to improving on those things, he never could. Instead of getting into a better position to help his teammates give him a good ball, he would always stay in the same position because he would be expecting his teammates to make all the effort for him. And that's where it comes to you, especially with your team. Now, I'm not an expert in leadership, I'll admit. I'm more of an expert in dental marketing. But I want you to note it down and try to understand, are you taking absolute and all responsibility for everything, positive or negative, that happens in the practice? Of course, that means you can hold people accountable, right? Let's say your receptionist didn't, showed up half an hour late for, after her lunch break, and she was like, "Don't really care." then obviously you can hold her accountable for that. But you should also look inwards, look at yourself, and see, what am I doing that could be pushing her away from wanting to come to work? Or am I doing everything to make her want to come to work? Maybe she's got something going on in her personal life. I could try and ask her about it, see if she wants to resolve it, and then when she comes into work, she feels more at peace. Because if you take responsibility for every little thing that happens, you're not going to be overwhelmed. I'm generally sick of hearing that, right? I'm sick of this nonsense that we see nowadays on don't take on too much stress, don't do this, don't do that. Stress comes from inactivity. Stress comes and anxiety comes from when we try and control things that are out of our control. In this case, you are not trying to control something out of your control. You're doing the exact opposite. You're taking as much control in the important things as possible. Is it within your control, right, that she came half an hour late? No. But is it within your control to check on her mental health? Yes. Is it within your control to make sure the workplace environment is suitable and, welcoming for everyone? Yes. Those two are within your control. Stressing over can you get her to come earlier? That is anxiety, right? Stressing over what can you do to improve the workplace? That's healthy. I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not going to get into details about what I think of people that think that way, but you get my point. You need to be responsible. And the biggest thing I want to tie this to is if something is going quite badly at your dental practice, whether, the two main things right now I can tell you in the UK, struggling to, employee retention, so struggling to either get employees or retaining employees, and also making money from your current NHS patient base, or increasing your private patient base. Those two things are the main issues currently in the UK, right, in the dental industry. You are responsible for those two things. If you can do everything in your power to make sure your team is happy, to make sure you have purpose to your team, etc., you will not have the issue of retention. I promise you, you won't. Every once in a while, one of your dentists might leave, but that's going to be for something that's completely out of your control, right? God forbid, it could be that they lost a parent, or it could be that they lost a spouse, or whatever. And the patient-based one, are you actually doing everything you can be doing? Or are you blaming your competition? Are you blaming the prices? Are you blaming the current market climate? Because if you're blaming those three things, trust me, in 2 years' time, you won't be making any more money than you are right now. Okay? What can you be doing to make sure that you have more patients coming through the door? You can be marketing. You could be asking patients for more referrals. You can change up your offer to make it more enticing for people to come in. You can renovate the practice to make it feel more welcoming. You can look over your whole treatment process. Maybe there are some parts where people don't want to come in because it's so stressful. Those 5 things are in your control. Now, do you want to be in this camp where nobody takes control of anything and everything bad just seems to happen to them? Oh, boo-hoo, I'm not getting enough patients. Or do you want to be in this camp with successful practices, making 6-figure plus a month, because it's really not that hard, to be honest, right? I've seen it happen, and I've seen individuals make it happen for 3 or 4 practices in the matter of 2-3 years. Imagine that. You could do that. And the biggest thing that's holding you back is you not holding yourself accountable, you not being responsible for every little thing. And every little thing could be stressful. Every little thing that happens that you can improve, you have to improve. Everything. And it extends into your personal life as well. And that's something else you probably need to think about that I won't talk about in this video. I'll save you the trouble, I'll save you the headache. But you need to hold yourself responsible. Because everything that can be within your control is within your control. And if you don't control it, that's when you feel stressed. If you don't control it, that's when things spiral out of control. I said control a lot of times in that sentence, but you get my point. And again, nothing bad actually happens to you. Everything that happens to you, you deserve it. Apart from freak accidents and freak whatever, but you know exactly what I mean. If your employees are leaving after 3, 6, 9 months, you have a retention problem, that's probably your fault. if you're not able to get more patients through the door, you probably don't have good marketing efforts. And that's also within your control, and again, your fault. So, enough of that. I hope you've noted some stuff down. I really hope you have, because this is the stuff that makes people a lot of money. It's the thing that makes people millionaires, right? And it's the thing that I don't doubt will get me there, getting closer. So, well, slowly but surely. If you liked the video, pop me a thumbs up, just that way I know that you liked it. If you didn't, put a thumbs down. Both of them give me an idea of whether or not you liked it. If you didn't like this video, I imagine there must be a reason, so please leave me a comment. If you liked it, again, that's probably a reason, so leave me a comment. And if you have a comment on anything else you want me to make video-wise, then again, just type on your keyboard on your phone, just let me know. And then last but not least, subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, you can check out the other ones. The other ones will be more specified in terms of getting more patients through the door. And then finally, just before you head off, if you've stuck around this far, I appreciate it. And I hope you have a fantastic day. If you want me to help you, right, if you can obviously take on 100 or so extra patients in the next 60 to 90 days, then there's a link in the description. It's a little video of me trying to sell you something. Really cool offer, to be honest, but me trying to sell you something. If you can take on more patients, check out the link. It'll be useful either way. If not, I'm not bothered. I'm not fussed at all, but thanks so much for watching. God bless you. Have a great day.